the first bombshells from his book, which is expected to further damage the Madam of Montecito?
I think it's going to be explosive because Meghan Markle can't control this narrative. Tom Bower is incredibly well respected. And at the end of the day, we want the truth, and we can't get the truth from the Royal Rota. We can't get the truth from Meghan Markle or Prince Harry. They are pathological liars. They cherry pick what they want to believe or what they want us to believe.
Tom Bower just dropped a bombshell that's got Meghan Markle sweating bullets. The investigative biographer who shook the world in his 2022 bestseller is back, and this time it's personal. The sequel? It's called Revenge 2, and Tom Bower claims he's armed with material they can't twist or spin. He landed a huge serialization deal with News UK, meaning the Times and the Sun are about to unload explosive revelations week after week.
Tom Bower, who has been working on the sequel to Revenge for some time, has secured a big money serialization deal with Rupert Murdoch's News UK, specifically the Times newspaper, but I believe it may also extend to the Sun newspaper too.
His first book hit when Meghan and Harry still had streaming deals and Hollywood defenders ready to defend them. Now, everything's crumbling. Spotify cut them loose, Netflix flopped, and let's not forget $23 million in unsold merch. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about business fails. Tom Bower is digging into the questions the public has been whispering about for years. The yacht parties, the Soho House hookups, the age inconsistencies, the pregnancy controversies. He's not just chronicling a fall from grace, he's performing the autopsy, and there's nowhere left for them to hide.
All right, so Revenge was released in July of 2022. Since then, based on polling and media coverage, how would you describe the trajectory of Harry and Meghan's reputations professionally and personally? It feels like they've taken quite a bit of a dive.
If you haven't heard of Tom Bower, listen up. This guy is dubbed the Witchfinder General of biographers. Over 25 unauthorized biographies under his belt. Robert Maxwell, Richard Branson, Tony Blair, Boris Johnson, Simon Cowell, Prince Charles. He's taken down Britain's biggest names. His game is simple. Find the people his subjects don't want him to talk to and make them spill everything. His first Sussex book? International #1 bestseller, 80 sources on record, deep forensic investigation. Sources who'd never spoken before finally broke their silence. And here's why Meghan should really be shaking. Even with lawyers tracking his every move, Tom Bower has never been successfully sued. Not once. Why? He does his homework. Every claim backed by documents, court records, tax filings, and airtight evidence. His reputation is solid, and Revenge 2 will hold up under scrutiny.
How desperate was Meghan Markle to be famous? Well, apparently, according to Tom Bower's book, she basically spent seemingly all her money with the sole goal of intention of finding the right connections and being as famous as humanly possible.
Tom Bower's globetrotting isn't just for show. He's been on the ground in Canada and the US, covering the Invictus Games, collecting interviews for years. He said, "I've got a lot of new material already, and I think the whole world wants new insights." Early 2026, the book drops, and Harry and Meghan won't control a thing. The Daily Mail passed on the serialization because of ongoing court cases, but the Times and the Sun, no limits. They're ready to blast every secret wide open.
The Sun and the Times did not do a deal with Tom Bower for his book on the Beckhams, and it was because those two newspapers are in the pockets of the Beckhams. They didn't want to run negative revelations about the Beckhams. I'm told that there is some disappointment from Bower that the Mail did not bid for Revenge Part 2, but of course that is because the Mail's coverage of Harry and Meghan is now corrupted because of the ongoing court case, which is still taking place in the High Court.
And here's the wildest part. February 2023, South Park aired the worldwide privacy tour episode. Tom Bower is going to feast on this. The show called out what everyone was thinking, but mainstream media stayed silent. The episode featured the Prince and Princess of Canada, who desperately crave privacy but keep spilling their trauma.
Why are we so mad today?
Because we want our privacy.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
Sound familiar? The moment that broke the internet? The episode mirrored a real video Meghan posted, 9 months pregnant, dancing in a hospital room while Harry awkwardly hovered behind her. She thought it was empowering, joyful, relatable. South Park had other plans. They animated the scene, and suddenly Meghan dancing with her massive baby bump turned into chaos when the bump literally fell off and hit the floor like a pillow.
Sometimes, I don't know, words seem superfluous really. Meghan shared that bedside twerking video, taken shortly apparently before she gave birth to Lilibet. Remember the child that she named after the Queen's private nickname that was given to by Duke of Edinburgh, without getting permission from the Queen.
The internet went wild. TikTok blew up with reenactments. Respect our privacy became an instant meme. Then there was the computer database scene. 4 words that could destroy any brand: sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Meghan's team reportedly tried to stop the episode before it aired. But South Park has lawyers too. It's satire, protected speech.
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
Okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
It is uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, It looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is...
Tom Bower documented the cultural fallout in real time, watching Hollywood scramble. A studio exec even told Variety, no one wants that kind of circus. But Tom Bower sees deeper. Satire only lands when it hits what people already suspect. South Park didn't invent these doubts, they animated them. And now Bower is digging to see if there's truth behind the whispers. Here's where Revenge 2 turns explosive. For years, internet sleuths have questioned inconsistencies in Meghan's pregnancy photos. Tom Bower has combed every theory. Photos where her bump looks different sizes the same day, videos where it seems to fold, hospital departures where she appeared in heels just hours after supposedly giving birth, even the way she bent at certain events.
She was never pregnant at all. Instead, the videos embolden conspiracy theorists. They're calling it Megspiracy, and the pair are being subjected to yet more merciless ridicule. For Harry and Meghan, it's more a case of never reign and never abstain, especially when it comes to nauseating self-publicity, which invariably backfires.
In interviews, Bower admitted that he withheld some of this in his first book because of strict British privacy laws. But that's changed. Working with American publishers now, under US legal standards, Bower has spent 3 years collecting documents. Some questions he's reportedly investigating. Why no photos from inside the hospital? Why did the birth announcements come at odd times? Why do certain photos show what critics call anatomical impossibilities? Even publishers of his first book were shocked by some of Bower's discoveries. He had to tread carefully. Readers worried about accusations like racism. But paper trails don't lie. Tax records don't care. Medical documents don't bend. Birth certificates are public. Bower isn't accusing anyone. He's just documenting contradictions and letting readers connect the dots. That's why he's untouchable in court.
In the book, Harry must be nuts. This is one of the text messages his friends were sending around to each other after Meghan's first introduction to Harry's friends in 2017 during a shooting weekend at Sandringham.
Here's something most people don't know. Bower has been digging into Meghan's real age. Officially, she was born in 1981, making her 43 today. But earlier interviews, IMDb listings, and casting records suggest 1978 or 1979. Why does this matter? In Hollywood, age can make or break a career. A late 20s actress has different opportunities than one in her mid-30s. Adjusting a few years could make sense if you're hustling to break through. Bower has access to records most people never see. School enrollment docs, early casting sheets, original agency files before they were scrubbed. He's reportedly cross-referencing timelines, when she graduated, if she attended Northwestern, and how the math lines up. And remember, Tom Bower isn't making claims, just showing the evidence and letting readers decide.
Putting her full official name of Rachel Meghan Markle, you can see that the official records show she was born in 1981. There it is, August 4th, 1981. If you go over on Google, is she lying about her age? It currently says August 4th, 1981, that she is 41. Well, she would be 42 today. But is this true? And that she was 21 years old at the time of publication. that would make her birth year at around 1976. However, why is it saying here she was born 5 years later in 1980?
Tom Bauer thrives on discrepancies, and Meghan's life is full of them. This is exactly what he lives for. Now we hit the questions everyone's been whispering about since day one. Tom Bauer has been digging into Soho House for years. He knows how ultra-exclusive it is. Membership costs thousands. Access to inner circles costs even more. Harry even called it her headquarters in Spare. Bauer is asking the obvious question: how does a struggling actress with just modest TV money score unlimited access to the most exclusive private clubs on the planet? His main focus? Marcus Anderson, Soho House's global membership director.
Now, it always worried me that all of the biographers that have done books on Meghan Markle, and also a lot of people that have done interviews and magazine articles, sort of imply that just because she was in Suits, that was how she met Marcus Anderson in Canada. And that always worried me because I knew that in those early seasons of Suits, they pretty much weren't on the map with many people. And I couldn't see that Marcus Anderson would necessarily meet her.
Bauer noticed something wild. Anderson moved cities whenever Meghan did. LA, New York, Toronto, London, and finally California. Coincidence? Bauer doesn't think so. Bauer documented Anderson at Meghan and Harry's wedding as an honored guest, not just some random acquaintance, but a VIP. Then there are the yacht allegations. Photos have floated online for years, supposedly showing Meghan on luxury yachts with wealthy older men before Harry. Some pics were misidentified, and internet sleuths got parts wrong. But Bauer sees the bigger pattern. Access to billionaires doesn't just happen, and that pattern is still unexplained. Her Suits salary? Around $50,000 per episode. Decent, but not exactly private jet money, designer wardrobe money, or Saint-Tropez yacht party money.
Now, Marcus started off at Soho House, London as a waiter, and he worked his way up. Now, this is an astounding story in itself. He worked his way up to global membership director, and he was a global membership director when he first met Meghan. Now, his job was to go to a new city wherever they were opening up a new Soho House, and his job was to find the best and the brightest of that city to invite to the founding members party. And they didn't just invite anybody. To be a founding member, you really had to be somebody in the social scene of the city where they were opening up.
Bauer is asking one big question: who covered that lifestyle before Harry? On top of that, Morgan allegedly aired photos of Meghan at exclusive events pre-Harry. The response? Silence. She sued over a letter to her dad, complained about PIs after Oprah, threatened legal action countless times. But these photos? Nothing. Bauer knows strategic silence speaks volumes. He's reportedly interviewed people who knew her back then. Partygoers, witnesses, and NDAs don't last forever.
You see that there's Meghan with her Cajuna hat? I always forget the name of that kind of hats.
Bauer is already documenting Meghan's biggest business flop in real time. April 2024, she launches American Riviera Orchard and rushes to Harper's Bazaar, claiming everything sold out instantly. Headlines screamed it, the media repeated it. Sold out, massive demand, Meghan wins again. But Tom Bauer knows the real story. A Reddit user discovered a glitch on her website. Add 100,000 items to the cart, and the system revealed exact inventory numbers. Bauer got the data: $23 million in unsold products rotting in warehouses, 137,000 fruit spread boxes, $6 million in spreads alone. She was selling just 0.03% of stock per day. One 24-hour period, only 26 jars sold.
Guys, an internet glitch on Meghan Markle's website has revealed more than she probably ever wanted people to know about how poorly her business is performing. Yes, oh yes, she tried to really promote last year that As Ever was this massive success. It was selling out left, right, and center. But just, about 8, 9, 10 months in, we see a very different. She sells 0.03 of her overall stock every day.
At that pace, Bauer calculated it would take 9 years to clear inventory. Perishable goods, they'll expire. Millions literally wasted. Bauer says Meghan deliberately understocked at launch, creating artificial scarcity with just a few hundred units. Then she used the sold-out headlines to order 150,000 more. She basically scammed the press into giving her free advertising for a massive order she couldn't sell. Tom Bauer is exposing it all, and this level of detail? impossible to spin away. The candles without wicks, the $200 subscription boxes, the jams made in an Illinois factory while she pretended to whip them up at home in her kitchen. Tom Bower is documenting every single part of the con, and now she's dropping a cookbook. Critics say the recipes look remarkably similar to Martha Stewart's. Bower knows Martha's team is watching like hawks. If that one-pot pasta hits print, Tom Bower will be ready to document the fallout.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. And I don't mean this truly creepy new picture that Meghan Markle has just released, looking stalker-like. Apparently that is to promote as ever. But what I'm actually talking about is the fact that Ms. Markle herself should be afraid, because I can reveal Tom Bower.
But his most explosive focus, Archwell. He's got the 2024 tax forms, the 990 filings, the donor records, and he's ready to expose the entire operation. The numbers are brutal. Total expenses, $5.1 million. Total donations, $2.1 million. That's a $3 million loss in a single year. Expenses shot up 54% from $3.3 million, while donations collapsed 60%. Where did the money go? $913,000 in salaries for just 2 staff members, almost $500,000 each. $2.9 million in other expenses. Bower knows exactly what that hides. Security, private travel, luxury accommodations, lifestyle costs flowing through a tax-exempt charity. Meanwhile, actual charitable grants, $1.25 million.
The big question was, would Archwell close or would another charity take over? Harry and Meghan were looking to get a fiscal sponsor, someone to take on the outgoing costs and to keep things cheap. Really, it's all smoke and mirrors. Page 6 confirmed that 3 members, 60% of the charity staff, have now been let go. But of course, what this tax information really reveals is that they are using Archwell to fund their lifestyle, not to change the world.
Bower's math is simple. Spent $5 million, gave away $1 million. The rest funded the operation. California flagged them delinquent. The IRS is reportedly investigating. They scrambled, rebranding to Archwell Philanthropies and switching to a fiscal sponsorship model, right when scrutiny hit. Bower says that's no coincidence. That's a clear sign of guilt. A credible nonprofit runs around 10% expenses of revenue. Archwell, 250%. Bower has the paperwork, the filings, charity fraud documented in black and white. Bower said in 2022, the victims are ready to talk now, even more ready.
I believe it is clear exposure of what Archwell really is. A PR project, nothing more. It's disgusting.
James Holt, their chief propagandist, fled back to the UK. Meredith Maines, their PR chief, quit after allegedly being asked to defend the Kardashian consent form story, a form that apparently never existed. 11 heads of staff have left in total. Tom Bower is tracking every single one. NDAs have expiration dates. Confidentiality agreements have limits, and those who were burned are waiting. Over years of investigation, Bower documented the pattern. Burn bridges, alienate helpers, fail opportunities, blame everyone else. Every ex-employee watching their NDA clock tick down. Every discarded friend, every burned business partner. Bower is collecting their stories. And this time, they aren't afraid anymore.
It certainly brings to light that whole theory of you put a frog in boiling water, it jumps straight out, but if you put a frog in cold water, it will slowly boil to death. And I think a lot of people, whilst myself hasn't actually been really shocked by the revelations because I was aware of, I'd say, most of them.
Bower's first book predicted this collapse. Every warning, every pattern he highlighted came true. He called it years ago. Meghan's UK favorability plummeting. 20% down from 55% in 2019. That's a 45-point collapse. Hollywood is calling her a dictator in high heels. Netflix projects bombing. $23 million in jam rotting in warehouses. Charity under federal investigation. Staff fleeing back across the Atlantic. Tom Bower's credibility is soaring, while theirs is hitting rock bottom.
Meghan is a consummate survival actress. You raise this extraordinary beginning of the year when she carved 2025 in the sand. And it's a very, very interesting image that it came out on New Year's Day this year, because the previous weeks had been absolutely turgid and torrid for her. She had been dubbed Duchess Difficult again. There have been allegations of bullying.
Revenge 2 drops early 2026. The first book exposed what they were doing. Revenge 2 will expose who they really were. The yacht years, the age questions, pregnancy controversies, charity fraud, business cons, staff abuse, nothing is off limits. Tom Bower can't be sued over tax documents. He can't be silenced about IRS investigations. Lawyers have already tried and failed. Once serialization starts in the Times and the Sun, week after week, explosive revelations will hit newsstands. The countdown has begun. Tom Bower is writing. Tom Bower is investigating. Tom Bower is documenting everything. And this time, after South Park, after the Jam disaster, after Archwell's exposure, after the staff exodus, after everything collapsed, Meghan Markle has absolutely nowhere left to hide from Tom Bower's investigation. Revenge 2 is coming, and it's going to change everything. Get ready for the drama, the secrets, and the scandals that no one saw coming. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop your thoughts in the comments and keep the discussion going. Don't forget to subscribe to my Crown Clash channel. Every day I share a new video with the hottest updates and insights.